Men of Reddit, what are some things women think we like, but couldn't be more wrong about? Other girlfriends, boyfriends, who like the same things as us. Baby, I get that Sarah's boyfriend likes baseball, but I hate people, and I hate him regardless. I saw this a lot with social things, where instead of a group of women just going out together, they'd all get their boyfriends to come along and assume we'll all become instant friends because we share an interest. Instead, the bonding element, I'd anything, usually ends up being that we were all dragged to that event for no apparent reason. It gets worse too as people get older, because if people even bother to make time for friends at all in their busy schedules of binging Netflix, everything has to be couples at all times. Not a woman, but last time I was in a Walmart there was a for men gift section that was under the impression that men are basically just variations of Tim Allen in Home Improvement. In this vein, I felt a rush of second-hand embarrassment when I was looking at the Duluth trading stand in my local grocery store. It's a product line of completely normal items, chapstick, lotion, soap, etc., and is marketed towards lumberjacks it appears. It's like twice the price of the normal shit but made for manly men. Edit. Want to add I've learned today that their working clothing / men's underwear is apparently very good. Acting like all your problems make you cute and quirky so you hold on to them, like, LOL I'm so reckless I bought a $900 phone, why am I so bad at finances? OMG I just ate 2 cheesecakes after my doctor said I'm borderline diabetic, what a mess I am LOL. You're not quirky, you just have bad impulse control and this is why we broke up. Amen. I second this. A buddy of mine had her car repossessed from her office parking lot and sent LOL Snapchats of it happening to everyone. Then she couldn't believe the guy she was dating at work lost interest. As soon as a girl would play hard to get, I would just immediately assume they were extremely high maintenance and not even bother. I hung out with a girl who played hard to get for a couple months. A group of people went out one night and another girl showed total interest in me while the hard-to-get one ignored me all night. I took home the girl who showed interest and the hard-to-get girl danced with my friend to try to make me jealous. Guess what? It didn't work. I immediately stopped trying with hard-to-get girl once someone actually showed interest. Too high maintenance. Not worth it at all. This. Had the cliched experience of meeting a hot bartender. Hit it off. She gave me her number. I called her and had what I deemed an awesome conversation and told her I would call her later and maybe we could make some plans. Called 2 more times and never got a return call. I figured she had no interest. Ended up running into her a month or so later and she lit me up as giving up too easily. I was dumbfounded. Overall, I think I probably dodged a bullet. Edit. Totally forgot. She took my number and called me first. So that's why it with my head so much how none of my calls were returned. Also, this was pre-cell phone so didn't have option to text or anything. Yes, I'm old. Edit 2, sorry guys, I must be having a midlife crisis because this chick had the best pickup line ever used on me. Probably the only line used on me. Put down 2 napkins in front of me. I asked what the deal was and she said, one for your beer and the other is for your number. Acting like they're into your hobbies or interests. I watched my dad marry 2 different women that loved hunting and fishing, too. The old man spent every free weekend in the woods or on the water. Those 2 women tagged along for 6 to 8 years thinking they were being a good wife. Eventually both of them grew to not only resent going with him, but were angry that he never took them out or did anything else. I'm not saying he was perfect, but he was the honest one in those relationships. Don't pretend, just be honest up front. My chick has 0 interest in most of my hobbies and because I know that, I find other ways for us to spend time together. And I knew that from Jump Street so there's no resentment or anger bubbling under the surface that will culminate in an angry divorce at some point. You can find someone's hobbies enjoyable, and still not want to do them every weekend. The problem is they didn't communicate that they wanted to do something other than fish or hunt, so your father believed they liked his hobbies as much as he did. Please don't respond to my, "Are you having fun?" with, "I am, if you are." I genuinely feel joy when I can share something I love with someone and they have that glint of excitement in their eyes the same way I did. Just sticking around for something I already experience and you are not enjoying doesn't make me any happier. I'd like to counter this, there are lots of things that my so enjoys that I'm a bit apathetic about. For example, he loves airplanes. So we go to the Air Force Museum and the Air Show and Air and Space Museum, and he has a blast and gets as excited as a kid on Christmas. I only enjoy going because it makes him happy, and I like it when he's happy, but I wouldn't go to any of these places on my own or with anybody else. So in those cases, I have fun because he's having fun. Then the response, I am because you are, is a little better. I don't know if I speak for everyone, but that definitely sounds less like they're phoning it in, and more like they actually are having a good time despite it not being their first choice of entertainment. The correct answer is, I'm enjoying watching you have fun. That's what I get from my wife, and it's acceptable. And I can tell by her expression and how she looks at me when I'm happy like that she is enjoying seeing me happy. Conversely, my ex never gave me that look, and it was always obvious when she wasn't enjoying herself, even if she said she was for my benefit. The second a girl does the hard to get thing, I just assume she doesn't like me and move on. The girls that I've been involved with were very upfront. They made themselves available and we subsequently went and did things together. Almost didn't date my wife because of this. We went on a date, hit it off pretty well and were casually chatting through texts. She completely stopped responding to me for 2 days. I didn't push the issue or anything by texting her multiple times. I just figured she moved on or was trying to end communications. Well, after not hearing from her for a few days, I sent her a text asking if she wanted to get lunch and then go play tennis Saturday. She responded basically immediately saying yes. Months later I asked her why she didn't respond to me back then and her friends told her that she should play hard to get. WTF, why? If I didn't text you we potentially could never have gotten married or I could have pursued someone else. I shared this on Reddit before, so sorry if it sounds familiar. I've been with my partner close to 6 years now, and when I met him I had female friends telling me the same shit: play hard to get, flake out on him. If he really likes you he'll put the effort in. So I did what I thought was right, didn't take their advice. Hung out for a few weeks and then asked him to take a walk with me, where I asked him to date me. We moved in together few months in and we've been happy together ever since. All the girls that told me to play hard to get are single or have multiple kids with different dads. To each their own, but I'd rather start my relationships off with mutual respect and communication. Edit, correcting my phone's autocorrect. Edit 2, wow, go to bed and wake up to gold and hundreds of messages. I really didn't think this would be so popular, so thank you everyone. Hope everyone has a fantastic day. Something very odd happened after my divorce. My ex-wife said, I just wanted you to come and tell me to come back home. I thought she made it clear that it was over when she took my 2 kids and moved 300 miles away with the guy she had been for the last year. Which included almost forgetting my birthday and leaving early to go the dude. I guess I don't understand the hard to get messages. Edit, thank you all for taking the time to reply. I never expected this to get any attention. Now I know what rip inbox is like. A few follow-up points: I did see my kids, but not enough. I'm actually visiting my daughter and about to head out to take her to a birthday dinner. My life now is fantastic and I have a GF that understands she is a part of my life and not the whole thing. This works both ways, of course. The lady I'm seeing asked me to give her a jump in the parking lot of a coffee house. I did. I diagnosed her problem: battery terminals were loose, and wrenched it for her so she wouldn't have to pay some swipe to do it, and went back to replacing the horn on my truck with a louder one because my old one sounded like Donald Duck choking on a grape. A couple of weeks later I was back at the coffee shop waiting for a friend to show and she walked up and asked if she could buy me a cup of coffee. Then she asked what I was doing later. If she hadn't been forward I'd be sitting here with cold feet and drinking bad reheated coffee. Instead, I am sitting here drinking very good coffee that she ground and made for us, with a big quilt she made me for my birthday. She's on the couch under a pile of dogs reading Terry Pratchett. Every single relationship I ever had that was good and lasted, the woman was aggressive in showing me her interest. Every single relationship I ever had that turned into a steaming pile of shit, she made me chase her. Done with asking twice. Hopefully Janie will stick around and I'll never have to ask again. D.